Hey y'all, it's Santana, aka Tana's Book Diary, and I'm back with another video. Yeah, so no mic, because I'm returning it. Sorry, I feel like I kind of just got on here feeling some type of way, because I am. I literally sat here for like 30 minutes fumbling around with this microphone, so I turned my air off. So please watch this whole video through. Thank you. Based off the title of today's video, we will be talking about my July reading wrap up and my August hopefuls. I felt like I just filmed this video. Like, it's crazy how fast the months are going. As of right now, I have read 6 books. Like, that is amazing. That's a record because I haven't read that many books since probably February. So I've been on a roll and I'm so hyped. Just because I love reading so much, and I hate when work or other personal mental issues, work issues, social issues get in the way of my reading, because reading truly brings me the most joy. I'm so happy I got through 6 books, and I really hope I can get through 7. So let's just get through what I read. I'm going to be looking at my notes on my phone. So the first book I finished in July was Black Panther Woman: The Political Spirit and Spiritual Life of Erica Huggins by Mary Frances Phillips. I really enjoyed this. I guess you could say biography a little bit of Erica Huggins. If you hear that, that's my wash machine. Oh my God, that sounds crazy. I was familiar with Erica Huggins because I'm very into the Black Panther Party and learning about the party and how it was created and how, you know, their programs that they created and ran during their reign. But I was very interested in the women in the party, but there wasn't a lot of media, like books and movies, that really delved into a lot of the women in the party. And if there were books or movies about the women in the party, it usually was about Angela Davis or Assata Shakur. Very rarely, but maybe like Kathleen Cleaver. But I never really saw too much on Erica Huggins. She was often featured but never highlighted. I say this every time I mention it, but I did go to a book event spontaneously where we got to hear Mary Frances talk about the book and the history behind it and how she actually met Erica and was able to get these conversations and the story from her, straight from the source. So she's still with us. But it was nice to know that she was able to have like a close relationship with Erica and her family, to learn more about her. So, you know, to be able to properly tell the story and not feel so distant. We focused a lot on Erica's childhood, so her upbringing and how her activism started. And then we kind of go from when she was a child to when she was in high school to when she went to Lincoln University to when she met her husband, and then when his, you know, untimely death, he was murdered, when they moved to California, to when she then moved to Connecticut, the New Haven chapter of the Black Panther Party. Someone was murdered and she was one of the few that it was pinned on. So she went to all women's prison, and for over, I want to say 2 or 3 years, she was incarcerated. I really enjoyed, or was interested in, reading the part when she was incarcerated and how she did a lot of things that, you know, before self-care was called self-care, she was doing those things, as well as, you know, promoting it with the women that she was incarcerated with. And she was so ahead of her time, and she wasn't doing it to be, you know, later remembered. It was just like, this is what she felt was right. This is why she did it. It was pretty short. It was like 200 pages. So I definitely think everyone should read this sometime soon. My next read of July was a library book. I did go to, not my quote, I guess it's not literally my local library. I went in Virginia. I got me a Fairfax County library card. Because I live in Prince George's County, I think there's this thing in Maryland where it's like reciprocity, where in the DMV, so in DC and Virginia, I can also get a library card and not just the state of Maryland. And my goal is to get as many library cards as I can. So right now I think I have 3 or 4 in different counties and different states. So I have a Fairfax County one now. And so when I went in there, I picked up, this is one of the 3 books I picked up, Needy Little Things. I really enjoyed this book. I was intrigued by the cover, but also I had seen this like on a couple people's Instagrams and reviews. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. This is by Chanel Desamores. We follow Soraya, who hears everyone's thoughts and needs. So when someone needs a pencil or needs gum or needs whatever the case, she hears it, and to silence the thoughts, she automatically gives them what they need, so the thought is silent. She carries this Santa bag is what they call it, this big bag with a bunch of just miscellaneous things and things that anyone might have a need for. And so with this gift or curse, she's like in deep need for some money, so she's contemplating whether or not she should, you know, make this a business, a side hustle. But the safety aspect of it is where it gets a little tricky. Her and her friends Deja and Malcolm go to this Black Punk festival with their new friend, who I can't remember his name. I think I want to say Judah. And so they go to this festival, and she's so overwhelmed with all the needs that she doesn't realize her friend Deja just walks off. Before her friend walks off, she feels a need for her friend, which is pepper spray. And she's like, why would my friend need pepper spray? But she gives it to her anyway, because they're like, we're at this festival, it's an open area, it's a lot of different people, you never know what could happen. Safety first. So while she's so consumed with the needs of everyone around her, she doesn't realize her friend disappears. This is not the first time Soraya and Malcolm have dealt with a missing person before, because Malcolm's sister did go missing and they still have not found her, and it's been well over 5 years if I'm correct. So when their friend Deja goes missing, they're sent into a tailspin. And so she tries to use her gift or curse to find where her friend is. But when she does that, she's met with so much pushback, and it's just a whirlwind story. I feel like I'm not doing it justice, and it really talks about, you know, young Black girls going missing in America and the lack of care that's behind it. A white girl the same age, the same background, the same place can go missing, and everyone is like, we need to find so and so and so. But when a Black girl goes missing, it's like, anyway, it's just another day. So I definitely think that this book highlighted that really well and in an interesting way, because I have read some books where it talks about missing children and missing children of color specifically. So this was an interesting spin to that storyline, but it was very interesting. I love young adult books, especially mystery. My next read of July was on my Kindle, but I'll put it on the screen here. Whispers of the Lake by Shanora Williams. I gave this 2.5 stars out of 5. I was trying to just get a quick fix, a quick thriller fix. So I went on my Kindle and I looked and I saw Shanora Williams had just released this book. So I was like, let me give it a try. It was interesting. I can't really remember the complete synopsis, but it's like, the main character, she is a journalist, and she's recently going through like a really tough breakup with her boyfriend, who she was with for a long time. And so she's just trying to figure out her life, what's next. And mind you, the breakup wasn't just like a mutual, you know, okay, we don't have any feelings for each other anymore. It was her best friend actually was having an affair with her boyfriend, the main character's boyfriend. And so they broke up because of that. Because what? And she stopped being friends with that friend because, again, what? So anyways, it's been a year since that whole debacle happened. She's kind of over her friend. She's over the man. She's moved on. She has a new man. She is trying to progress in her career. But another friend is like, hey, have you talked to so-and-so? And she was like, no, it's been a year. Sis was with my man. I don't like her no more. She goes missing. So she's like, fine, I'll check and see what she's doing, because she's notorious for going MIA. So she does what anyone who does still care about anyone does. She goes to her house, she checks in, she's not there. She checks her social media. She even goes to the Airbnb she rented during that time frame. Still cannot find her. The thriller aspect is she goes missing and she's like, well, who could have did it? And so I was like intrigued by the storyline, but it just kind of fell flat, like overall. Like it kind of was slow at the beginning, but I gave it some grace because, you know, we're trying to flesh out the characters and the storyline and the world that we're in. But even by the halfway point, I was like, skip, you know, I was like starting to skim. I'm not gonna lie, like I was starting to skim. And it was super, like it was randomly explicit. Like randomly. It was so like out of place. Like it would just be one chapter of just like a sex scene. But I'm just like confused. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, this has no correlation. And I didn't really like that. Because it didn't move the story. So yeah, I kind of was unknowingly on this like missing persons book kind of path with Needy Little Things and Whispers of the Lake, but two very different takes on that situation, and I did not really enjoy it. My next read was an audiobook. It was A More Perfect Party by Juanita Tolliver. I gave that 5 out of 5 stars. It talks about Shirley Chisholm and her relationship with Diane Carroll, and about this party, this one night only event that happened in California during Shirley Chisholm's campaign in 1972, if I'm correct. I had seen this book when I went to a bookstore like months ago, and I was like, I really am intrigued because the cover is like Diane Carroll and Shirley Chisholm, and it's like a black and white flash photography photo, and I just thought it was really interesting because I'm like, okay, what was their relationship like before or after she ran for president? And yeah, I was really intrigued. I really liked how each chapter kind of focused on a particular person, while overarching it was about Shirley Chisholm, but like it talked about Diane Carroll and her political background and her activism background, because I knew her as an actress, an iconic black actress that broke many barriers in the acting industry. And I just was like, oh, I had no idea she was even part of the campaigning for Shirley Chisholm. Just different people that were involved that I had no idea. Huey P. Newton was involved in the party, like he attended the party, but he also was campaigning for Shirley Chisholm as well. Goldie Hawn, who is a popular actress, was also at that party. Berry Gordy, who created Motown, who changed music forever, honestly, with his record label, The Supremes being one of them. What? Flip Wilson, I want to say his name was, a very popular black actor and comedian at the time. Again, also like Diane Carroll, breaking a lot of barriers. So I just was really intrigued because I knew Shirley Chisholm as the first black woman to run for president. I just knew that, but I didn't know too much about the campaigning aspect and who was involved in helping her garner that audience. Next read was on my Kindle. It was Cutthroat by Octavia Grant. I gave that 2 out of 5 stars. I know she's like a popular, like, I want to say I would consider her novellas because her books are like, I think this was like less than 150 pages, which is why I read it, because I was like, you know, I wanted something short and sweet, but something that was going to keep me entertained. And I had seen her name everywhere for different books, but this one was her latest one, so I said I'll check it out. I don't know what was going on in this theme of the books I was reading this month. Like, it was just a lot of like missing people and infidelity. Like, I don't know what's going on. I want good energy next month for reading, because I'm like, lots of heavy topics, man. But Cutthroat, we follow, I can't tell you exactly the storyline, but a woman finds out her man is cheating on her, but not just cheating on her husband, mind you, with her sister. What is with this? Like, the cheating, not only is your man cheating on you, but like, he's cheating on you with like someone you're very close to. It's crazy. Anyways, so she finds out he's cheating on her with her sister, and instead of like confronting him in the moment when she sees it happening, she's like, I'm gonna play him and make him think I don't know anything and just do some more damage on the back end. And the damage she does is just crazy. It just, whatever you think the worst thing you could do to someone after you found out they cheat on you, just think worse. Because like literally that was the turnout of this book. And when I gave it 2 stars because like I got to the end and I was just like, what the F? Like, what did I just read? I think that's literally what I put as the review. In the review section, I said, what did I read? Because I was kind of disturbed because I was like, you're Octavia, are you okay? Because it's like, how did your brain go to that as a response to being cheated on? Like, it's, no one should ever be cheated on. No one. There's no rhyme or reason why someone should be cheated on. Just break up with the person. But the things that this lady did in a, like, to retaliate, I was like, I couldn't even fathom some of this stuff. Like, this was just next level crazy. So if you like just unhinged, deranged characters, female characters especially, I would say read this. Because it is nice to read unhinged female characters. I just was like not prepared, so I was kind of like, it was a little whiplash. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, are you serious? So yeah, cutthroat. And then my latest read that I just finished was This Could Be Forever by Ebony Liddell. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. This is the second library book I got. I had been eyeing this for months, and actually like in my latest bookstore vlog, I was like, oh, I should pick this up, and I didn't. And I'm so glad I didn't because supporting my library, they had it. It was like one of their newer books. So yeah, this, we follow Deja and Raja. Deja is from North Carolina. She's a small business owner. She makes homemade skincare products, beauty products, and she sells it from her home, and she makes all these products from her farm back at home in North Carolina. But she gets accepted to University of Maryland, so she moves from North Carolina to Maryland, and so she had to put her business on pause for a moment just to focus on her schooling and getting adjusted. And during the orientation week, she actually meets Raja at the tattoo parlor that he works at, because her and her sister want to commemorate the moment of her going to college with a tattoo. So she meets Raja, and literally off that first meeting, sparks fly, you know, the tension, the attraction is there. So he asked her to go see the cherry blossoms with him the next day. So they go on their first date. So cute. And then she goes back home for, you know, briefly for the summer. And then she comes back, and we just see them go from there. And it's a young adult romance. It's talking about, you know, college romance, but we really follow them in the thick of summer. So she is black, Deja's black, and Raja is Nepali. So we see those cultural differences coming out very frequently. That is not a hindrance, but that is something that they have, not an obstacle either, but that's something that is heavily addressed because that's a big thing. Cultural differences, racial differences, religious differences. And so we see how that is woven into like their relationship. We see their relationship with their parents being kind of like the reason they're together, but also partially why it might not work out. It's not too much of like there's no third act breakup. I hate those. But it is like those hard conversations that you need to have, like, okay, do I want to be with someone who's of a different race? Do I want to be with someone who's of a different, like, who has a different religious background than me? Do I want to be with someone who isn't going the conventional route for school? You know what I mean? So I really liked it because it was just challenging enough, but not, like, it still had that fluffy, funny vibe as well. So it was serious, but it also was very cute. And I have to put it in the same realm as Audrey and Bash Are Just Friends by Tia Williams. Like, I just love young adult romance. I just love it so much. Anyway, 5 out of 5 stars. I don't know if I said that. But yeah, those were the reads for July. I am currently reading The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins, prequel to the Hunger Games series about Coriolanus Snow, President Snow. I want to say like 40% through the book. I'm listening to audio if I didn't say. I hope to finish that before the end of this month. So I hope to finish it by Thursday. We shall see. I'm really enjoying it actually. I've seen the movie like more than 5 times. I'm being generous with that because I don't want to really say how many times I've seen it, but I've seen it a lot. And as I'm listening to it, I'm seeing each scene like so vividly because I've seen the movie a ton of times. But also I'm like, I really love that they kept a lot of what was in the book and translated it to the film. So I'm really enjoying that. I'm 40% through. So hopefully I finish that. As far as my August hopefuls, I will do a speed through. I don't want this to be too long, but I feel like a lot of it is just what I put in my June reads and my July hopefuls, because honestly, I am a mood reader. So I got through some of the books I wanted to for this month, but I also veered off. So I really hope to get to these books this month. I did give a synopsis for a lot of these in my previous video, so I won't do that again. But I want to definitely read this month, for sure, The Girls Who Grew Big by Layla Motley. I am reading this, period. If I don't read this, nothing bad is going to happen. But I need to read this. Like, what the heck? I'm so excited. I can't wait to like annotate. I love annotating, and I feel like this book is going to have me writing like crazy. I really want to read Women, Race, and Class by Angela Y. Davis. I really want to get through this book. I think I can. I really want to read Can't Get Enough by Kennedy Ryan. I want to read this so I can finish up the Skyland series. I've read Before I Let Go and This Could Be Us, so I need to finish this to close the... I was going to make a joke, but to close the gates. I don't know why the gates. Anyways, I need to read this. And then I also really want to get to Blood at the Root by Ladarian Williams, so I can get to Blood at the Crossroads, I think, his second book, right? Bones at the Crossroad. So I want to get through this so I can get to the second book. Anyway, so yeah, these are the 4 books. I talked about these mainly in my June reading wrap up and my July hopefuls. So it's nothing too crazy or different from last wrap up video. I guess if I wanted to add one more book, I definitely would like to get to Isaac's Song by Daniel Black. I don't know. Just looking at how I went off the path this month, I would be lucky, and I hope, to get to at least 2 of the 5 books I want to read. Because I know I'll mood read, but I really want to get through these books, especially this one. That is the end of my July reading wrap up and my August hopefuls. I really hope, like I said, to finish The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and I would definitely give you guys my thoughts on it in my next video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for subscribing and liking and commenting on my videos. I get so excited when I see like a notification, a comment, and I think last time I checked we're at 170 subscribers, which is wild. So again, forever grateful for you guys. Oh, and my shirt, book obsessed. Anyways, one of the ladies I worked with, she actually gave me this last year for my birthday, so I just wanted to wear it. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.